So we have 6 one-cell chargers here. They all came from different miniature airplanes that we bought at the store. And we have no use for them. So we decided to build a 6-port charger that has 6 one-cell ports on it. So we'll see how it goes.
For each charger, remove the batteries, then remove the rubber feet and screws. Now unscrew the 2 boards. Pop out the DC jack and unsolder the wires that go to the large board or the LED. If the LED goes to the 4.5 tap, it will need to go to the 4.5 rail later. Otherwise, solder it to the red terminal on the large board. Finally, loosen the glue around the LED and poke it out with an Allen wrench.
Okay, so I got the guts of all the chargers out here, and all but this one had a 4.5 tap on it. This one didn't have it. It uses 6 volts right on the LED. The other one's a 4.5 tap went to the LED, and I think it also went to the jack. I don't know what it was doing on the jack, but something. And so I got the guts out, and now here is a piece of wood right here. I'm thinking about mounting some of the guts on. I'm going to use some copper tape to kind of make some power lines on it of sorts. Alright, so I got the copper tape on it. 3 strips, one for ground, 4.5, and 6 volt. Alright, so I just soldered the wires onto these different leads for 6 volt, 4.5, and ground. And again, this one didn't need 4.5, the other ones did. But, and then I glued the boards down to the board, the big board. And I already drilled some holes for the LED and for the socket. Alright, so I glued all the little sockets in and all the LEDs. And that's what it looks like from this side here. Got all the LEDs and all the sockets. Alright, so we're building the box, and this is what we got so far. There's our top. We did a few little modifications. We cut off the little tab on whichever end it was. I think it was that end. And we do have one board that we kind of took off. I didn't want to, but because I was afraid it might break the transistors, but it came off alright. And there's I think this would be the back panel, the front panel, and the 2 end caps. The bottom we have not yet cut, but it'll be out of this right here. It's a scrap we got from Lowe's. And this one's being prepped to be painted already. We got some tape over all the plugs here and over all the LEDs to cover them up, so when we paint it, they won't turn green. We decided to paint it green because rechargeable batteries we got from Radio Shack for it are green. So we figured we kind of try to copy them a little bit. But anyway, so you can see that's a big piece. We got plenty enough to work with there. We might have a lot left over. Actually, I know we'll have a lot left over. So that's that, and these are still trying to dry, so we got them all clamped, and they're drying. Oh, and that reminds me, I gotta put the cap back on the glue. And we practically used up all of our little clamps on this. So, a lot of clamping going on. The miter box over here came in handy. It was a little tricky to figure out how to actually get it to work at its best. We eventually found out we had to put the piece in the back away from where you're cutting, so that when you cut, it pushes apart against the wall. So that's how that ended up being. We didn't know that for a while, so we had to end up using that to help out. But it uses 4 D-size intercell rechargeable batteries. So it's been clamped overnight drying, and underneath it you can see some of the stuff. See, and there's the battery box and everything, and yeah, I'm gonna unclamp it, see if it looks all right. So looks like everything held up. Yeah. So next thing we'll do, we'll make a bottom, and we'll also paint it. So yeah. So there's the bottom of the box. Got a little slot to lift it up to open it. We'll have a latch next to it eventually. And we'll have hinges down here on this end that will attach to this. And as you see, it's already been painted. And it's still a little wet. I got some on my finger a little while ago. But it's not as smelly as it used to be, at least. And we also put a couple struts. It's kind of hard to see them right now, but I'll show you in a little bit. But we'll get to that. Got a hole for the switch, and we drilled another hole in the top right there for an LED to tell us that it's on. And it's been dry enough so far, I think. It's been about a couple hours. It gets pretty tacky after a couple hours. So I think I might be able to take the clamp off and show you. Now see, there's one of the struts right there. We'll screw the battery box onto these struts here. And there's one down there. So we can kind of get this out of the way. There's the other one. And we're going to have to desolder the ground wire right there next to that strut. Oh, I didn't realize that. But we're going to have to disconnect that and feed it through a switch. And also we're going to have to put an LED across the voltage in the ground here. And hook it up to that hole there. So there's still some stuff need to be done. Again, we're going to be screwing this on there, maybe with some servo screws or something. I don't know. We'll see. And, oh, the top's trying to come off. Well, anyway, we didn't glue the top. We might just, well, if anything, we'll probably just tack it in there, or screw it in there, rather say, to these little blocks in the corners. Because they're bigger and they'll support it better. So that's what we got, and just gotta work on some more things on it. But we're not gonna put the switch in or the LED in until we're done painting it. So I'll get to that next. Alright, so I mounted the LED. Well, first I painted it, but I mounted the LED and added that switch right there. And I got some batteries in it right now, and you see it lights up. Tells us it's on. Okay, and also I screwed the top down. Some small screws in each corner. And on the underside, I also mounted the battery box in there. Screwed it down. And next we'll be doing the bottom. Alright, so as you can see, it's all painted green now. But there's one more thing I want to do. We got the door on it already. But there's one thing I want to do, and that is I want to put some stickers on it. Yeah, I know it says Intercell. There's 3 of them. One for front, one for back, one for the top. Okay, so I figured out, well, might get into a little bit of trouble trying to put their logo on something that's not theirs. So I'm going to modify it just a little bit. I'm going to put powered by at the top of each of the stickers. Okay, so there's the stickers. Now it's time to stick them on. And there we go. We got some stickers on it on 3 sides here. Of course, that one's upside down to make it more realistic. Anyway, right down here we have a little thing where we can take the back cover off, and I'll just show you that real quick. Just a little rod that goes all the way down through there. I also got a couple of hinges here and here that are glued on, and I think we might want to re-glue it a little bit because one side is stronger than the other. So but we pull that pin out, and then we just do like this, carefully of course, and there it is. There's where we can get to the batteries to charge them. Like I said, this right here needs to be glued better on the inside here. So, I have to get to that in a little. Yeah, it's definitely going to need to be re-glued better. Yeah, because it's starting to peel already. But, we'll get to that in a little bit. But it does work. So, yeah.